your mind.
Hey y'all, come on in. Oh my goodness, I saw you standing out there from the window. I'm just washing up some dishes. Welcome back. My name is Tamara, in case you're new. I'm taking it simple, living one day at a time, y'all. So today, I have to put the contact paper back down on my counter. But before I do that, I gotta get these dishes washed, dried, and put away. So, for those of you who don't know, I live in a fairly small home, 800 square feet. And over a period of time, I have redecorated and added my own little touches to it. I don't know that I have a style. I keep wanting to put my style in a category, and I just don't think we need to do that, y'all. So, I know some have said cottagecore, some have said farmhouse. You know, maybe it's just a tiny house living. I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm so thankful to God that He has provided it for us. See, everything that I own belongs to Him, belongs to the Creator of the universe, and He has graciously allowed me to be a steward of this particular property of His. And so I want to do the very best to keep it looking good, possibly even improving in value. So y'all, there's a passage in scripture that talks about this owner who has property and stuff, and he gives some people 3 talents, 2 talents, and 1 talent. And the talents are kind of like gold pieces. And he says, you know, when he came back, you know, he was out of town, and he gave these talents to them to be stewards of. And then basically he comes back into town, and the one guy says, I invested, you know, your 3 talents or whatever it was, and you know, I made you more money. And he said, that's great, made me more money. Does it to the second guy. The second guy did the same thing. He invested it and everything, and he says, great job, you know, I made more by making you the steward of my talents. I made more money. I made more. I multiplied. And then he says to the guy, the guy that had the 1 talent, he said, here's your 1 talent back. And the owner's like, why, you didn't multiply it? And he said, no, I buried it. You know, kept it safe. I buried it. Well, but that wasn't the idea. The idea was that you would take it and be a good steward of it and multiply it. And so that's kind of like how we feel about our home. You know, this is God's property. He is allowing us to live here, and He has allowed for us to make it beautiful. And we want to make sure that we are being a good steward of it. And a good steward means to be taking care of things. We haven't been doing that. And so this year, the goal is to not only to get out of debt using the Dave Ramsey method, and we are on our way, you guys, but we also have we are also working on windows because we look around. We made a list of the things that need to be fixed or repaired. Our home is officially 30 years old this year, and so there's a lot of things that have never been upgraded and repaired. There's a lot of things that have been upgraded and repaired, but there's a lot still to do. I had contact paper that looked like wood on my countertops, and that's because I wanted the look of wood, on my countertops, but I didn't want the cost of new countertops or ripping the countertops up or anything like that. Honestly, my counter and my cabinets are original to the house. My counters and my cabinets are 30 years old. They are original to the house. Cabinets used to be this color. I painted them white, and I really love this, but they're all scuffed up and dirty, and I need to wash them off, and I need to repaint them. We're not trying to make over the space, but what are we trying to do? We're trying to preserve what's already here, and we're trying to take the best care of it that we can, and we're trying to give it a refresh. That's it. I had to wash some dishes to get them off the counter. I will be drying them here in a second and putting them away. And then we're going to take everything off the counters. And I have the contact paper. It's right here. This is the contact paper. It is from Amazon. And it's just a wood grain contact paper. And it is waterproof. I was watching a YouTuber, an influencer on YouTube. And it was a lady who was living in a small apartment. And she couldn't replace her cabinets and countertops and stuff because she is renting, right? But she didn't like the color of her countertops, so she went and got contact paper. And this is what it's going to look like, you guys. So it's got the look of grained wood. But she decided to get contact paper and stick it right to her counters. And she said that that contact paper has lasted her for 2 years on that counter. I keep sliding this and it's cutting, the metal is cutting into it. And over time of washing it so much, it was starting to fade a little bit. So I just said, you know what? Let's just buy it again for $12 for this roll. And we will refresh our counters. And hopefully we'll get another 2 years out of it, right? And then maybe by the time it wears out this time, maybe we will be completely out of debt and we'll be able to pay to have somebody come in and redo the counters. But I am grateful and thankful for the counter I have. It's 30 years old and it still looks like this. This is exactly the way it looked when I moved into this house. And so the countertops are 30 years old, the cabinets are 30 years old, and everything is still working and doing its job, you guys. So well done, kitchen. Well done. All right, let's get rolling. So when I took the contact paper off of this, which is in my last video, it left a very sticky residue. So this counter is still very sticky. Now, if I was going to just leave the counters like this, I would have gone and bought some Goo Gone or something like that, which I have some out in the barn actually. And I would have washed this counter all off. So the reality is I'm putting paper back on it, so I didn't feel like I needed to spend that kind of time on it. So basically, I'm gonna go get my good scissors, but I'm just kind of measuring how this is gonna go. So it's gonna kind of sit like this. And actually, it's kind of funny, but the sticky residue that's on it is helping me out a little bit. So we're going to cut it so that it goes underneath. Okay? It's going to go underneath the counter, and it's going to sit kind of like this. Okay? So let me go get my scissors. I'm so unprepared. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Back with the scissors. And so I just want to make sure that I'm getting the coverage that I need. So I'm actually going to cut it just a little bit longer than what I need. And then this piece is going to sit here. What I'm trying to determine is how much of the side that I need. to wrap it up and around. So I need to wrap it like that. So it's going to kind of go like that. Because this is going to wrap up and around like that. Okay. And see how more of it's hanging down here than up here? I need to shift it. The sticky is really helping. So I'm glad I didn't take the sticky off because it's helping. See how I'm still not high enough? And this contact paper is very forgiving too, by the way. And then it would go around and down. Okay, so we're perfect. So what I need to do now that because the first piece is the most important piece. So what I need to do is I need to cut this so that it'll fold down. And remember, I still have the paper on this. This is just being held down by the sticky tack that's on there from before. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it down. Same thing here. Follow its natural line, just like that. And now this piece should roll down, kind of like a wrapping paper, right? Then this is going to come across, and this is going to come across. And I am going to be missing a little piece right here, okay? But that piece is right here. This little piece here, once I cut this off, we'll fill in this little piece here. And this won't matter that it's just a tiny little piece, right? It won't matter because it's right here on the corner, so you'll never see it, okay? And then this piece will just come across here like that, see? And then your first piece is done, and then it's smooth sailing all the way across the counter.
Come a little closer, I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower, I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you.
Like a lot of my projects, I always mess up the first time.
Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for you. Eyes blue like the ocean. I can see you want this too. Cause you've been looking at me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know, and I ain't playing no games. Baby, you won't change, I only want you. I wanna kiss
intended to paint before I did this counter, but because there was so much sticky residue, I didn't want to sand the places on the wall that I need to sand before I paint, and then have drywall dust all over the sticky counter. So it was just easier to put this back on. So that's it. That's how you do it, guys. The first piece is on. Now you just fold down and cut around the sink, and we're done.
Making me feel like I'm falling, and when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
Sink. I don't know if y'all can see, but I made a mistake here, so you can actually see the line, and there's a line there that you can't see back here. This corner right here, y'all, is the worst. It is the hardest part of this countertop to cover because you have to cut the corner out and then fold everything down. And so right now, because of that and because of the mistakes that I made, I do not have enough to do this back piece. So I'm going to have to go to the barn and see if I have any left over from the last time I did that. And if not, it looks like I'm probably going to have to buy another roll. They do have smaller rolls that are only like $6.97. So the budget will allow for me to purchase an extra roll. And that'll give me extra as well in the event that, you know, it tears or something in the future. And I have to, you know, replace a sheet of it or something. But right now, I think it looks really great. This is what it looked like before, only it's not faded anymore and stuff. And it takes me a little bit of time. I've been doing this for 2 hours. But I finally got it done. It's well worth taking your time and doing it and getting all the corners turned over and stuff like that, and running it as long as you can all the way down and under the counter. That way you don't have those little extra little spots that could possibly pull up. They never did before, but they could possibly pull up if you if I don't fix that piece. So that's just one strip that I would need to fix. And I figure I only need that little small back. I only need this little small back piece. So I feel like if I got another roll of like the $6 roll, it's a smaller roll, I could finish this, and then I could actually replace that one panel right here that I messed up. As you can see, like I was saying, sorry about this light, you guys. Let me try to block it with my big old head. But yeah, so this particular wallpaper or contact paper is very forgiving. And you don't have to line up patterns or anything like that because it's a wood grain. As far as around the sink, so like, see, I have a piece here that I should have cut around that instead of straight down. And there's a few little pieces here and there that got nicked. So I might go and replace this one, but most of this right here around the sink will be covered up when I run a bead of, I'm going to run a bead of silicone, clear silicone around the sink. And so that should cover that up, and it'll also hold that it'll hold that contact paper better. But yeah, that's how easy it is, you guys, to change out your contact paper. Something else I will tell you, always make sure to check the dye lots, because look at this. I don't know that it's going to pick it up on camera, but this is the new one, and this is the color of the old one. And I think if I stand back here, you can actually see that there is a difference between this and that one. This is lighter than that is. And I actually like the lighter one. So I hadn't planned on doing this one, and I may still not because this one is a hard corner as well. But I may. I don't know yet. I haven't decided on that one yet. I think it's more important for me to finish this around the sink and then finish or replace that one panel here. And so if we do that, then yeah. And I have left over that I can do that side. I'll do that side too. But anyway, that's how easy it is, you guys, to get wood grain looking countertops on your counters. Just use some contact paper. And if you want to know exactly what kind I use, I will try to remember to put it in the description. A good time to clean out from behind here. A lot of mousies. I think I'm going to need to get the vacuum. You know how you know you're a cat mom? You find little mousies everywhere. Excuse my... So, y'all, I got up and started doing my day, and I forgot that I'm wearing my pajamas. I'm filming in my jammies, but it's okay, because y'all are my friends, and y'all don't mind, I'm sure. Let me show you, though, kind of what we did this week. You want to see that? Okay. If you guys remember, I had this and my microwave. My microwave was over there. The trash can was right here. Forgive the paint. This is where I sanded and cleaned this wall for painting. My house used to be that color yellow. So anyway, I wanted the trash can out of the way because I wanted this to feel bigger. So I took the bookcase, if you remember, was over here. I took it and put it here, and I love the back of this bookcase, right? I love that wood look. So it looks like a panel wall, right? So what I did was I just put that over here, and then I put my microwave on top of that. Now it frees my counter, and the trash can is over here, which it's full right now, so that's why I have that one there. And so then if we stand over here, forgive the mess, because you know I was just in the middle of a project. This is now the dining room. Okay, didn't change a whole lot except that I had to take the mantle and I'm centering the mantle over the table. So we're standing at our front door, right? And this is the way it looks. The other love seat is in the office because I wanted to try this because it looked a little crowded with the love seat and the chair and having that bookcase over here. However, I've been sitting with it for a week, you guys, and I don't think I like it. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to have a place that you can call home? You might not own it, you might rent it, or maybe you're staying with someone, maybe you're sharing a room, whatever. But you have a space that you can be at. This is what I'll tell you. It took me a very long time. I'm 52 years old, and it has taken me a very long time to accumulate all of these things. And I have, over the last month, I have been taking away those things that I don't feel are my favorite. They're not the things that when I look at it, I'm like, I love that. And I'm keeping the things that I say, oh, I love that. And that has a story with it. I bought it and I got it from an old college professor. It was a post from one of the universities, and he turned it into a lamp. And I thought it was awesome that I got that. So that's what my advice for you on this video. Do you. Do you. Okay? Whatever it is that you love. I love a range of stuff, y'all. Look. Wayne says, oh, maybe we should get rid of this because it doesn't really flow with the farmhouse stuff. Y'all, that wall right here with all these fish stuff on it, I've accumulated that stuff over years. And I've found each piece of that wall in different places with different memories from my husband and I on trips and things we've gone to. And I love that wall. And I'm not taking that stuff down, because when I sit in my little chair right here and I look over at that wall, I see memories. I see places that we went when we got those things. And I like those things. They mean something to me. And so that wall's not going anywhere. Even if it doesn't really go with my theme or vibe or whatever that's going on in here. You guys are so absolutely sweet. You're all so very kind, and I'm so thankful for the community of lovely people that we have on this channel, men and women alike. You know, God has blessed this channel, and He has blessed us to be a unity, a community together. And we all feel the same way. You know, we just are trying to live simple one day at a time, you know. We're not trying to, you know, keep up with the Joneses. You know, we're not trying to have what others have and, you know, that sort of thing. Those things are not driving us on this channel. Love is driving us on this channel. Just being together. You coming over for a visit with me, you know, helping me, encouraging me, and strengthening me through your love and your comments and your prayers, you know, and just watching me try to keep, you know, maintaining and having what God has blessed me with. And so, yeah, don't let people make you feel bad about what you got. But instead, you know, my pastor said, look around at what you do have. Concentrate on what you do have, not what you don't. And that'll give you a thankful heart. It will. And so when I sit here and I play some music or whatever and I look around, everything I see in here, it makes me happy. Because I'm like, I know where I got that from. I know where I got those. Wayne and I went to Culpeper, and we got those on the way. You know, that was a fun day. Or, oh, I remember the story of this lamp. You know, every piece in my home has a story. You know, we've gone somewhere and we've acquired it. And as I've said in previous videos, the only thing that is brand new in my house is our mattress and box spring, which I just bought last year. And we had been sleeping on a used old mattress for a long time, y'all. That's brand new. And this apothecary, there's Tigger, y'all. This apothecary right here came from And That. And that's the only brand new piece of furniture that Wayne and I own. But every piece we got while we were together, and we were spending time together, and we were making memories together. And that's what makes our home, I believe, so warm and cozy, because it's part of us. It's part of our adventures. It's part of our hearts. And that's where you need to be with your space. Don't let people tell you, oh, well, you know, you can't have that piece of furniture in there because that's a modern piece of furniture, and then you have an antique right beside of it. Who cares? So what? Do you love both pieces? Then girlfriend, boyfriend, you do you. And you have both of those pieces sitting right beside of each other. Okay? I give you permission to have that. Well, Tigger is running up and down the hallway because Daddy is at home and Daddy is in the back bedroom watching television. And he has the door shut so that Mr. Tigger cannot get in there. And Mr. Tigger is, he gets a little bit stir crazy when he knows that Daddy's at home and trying to hide from him. Tigger. What, Tigger? What? Hi, Tigger. Hello, Tigger. Say hi. Say hello, all my friends. Thank you for your prayers. My eye is feeling much better. And so are my ears. And so is my arthritis because of my medicine. Everything is feeling much better. Right, Tigger? Right? Well, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. And thank you so much for allowing me a few minutes of your time this Friday in your home. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I try to answer every single one personally, and I do love it so much when I'm able to pray for you and I'm able to get back in touch with you and talk to you and just be an encouragement to one another, right? Well, I'm going to just get in here and get some lunch started. So I will say goodbye for now. But remember, as I always say, God, who created you and me, He loves us so very much. And so does this one Virginia country girl right here. I sure do. And so does Tigger. Say it, Tigger. Until next time, be kind to one another, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.